It is a top 5 Tuesday, so we're going to be talking quarterbacks and non-quarterbacks, and I'm not saying that, we know more than executives and front office people and scouts and coaches in the league based off of the top 5 and top 10 list that they created last week. I'm not saying that we know more than them because it's not we, it's just me today, and I do know more than them. So let's jump into the controversy and get on with a Top 5 Tuesday.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Yes, folks, welcome to the 323. I am your host, Reid Murphy, and it is, like I said, a Top 5 Tuesday. This is what we're going to be doing in the kind of in-between portion of our seasons here. We just kind of finished season 4. I say kind of because you might hear some content from me and Zahir Ali a little later on Fantastic Four and Marvel and stuff, but football season's around the corner, folks. The NFL is almost here. College football is almost here. We're entering the tail end of July and heading into August, so what I wanted to do is just talk football. I want to talk football with you folks and, break down some stuff, help us all out, preview the different types of things that we need to know going into the 2025 NFL season, one that's expected and sure to be truly great and truly fun. So we'll be talking about, we'll have top 5 offenses, top 5 defenses, potential breakouts, fantasy stars to watch out for and that you might need to draft in your top 5. Luis Martinez will be helping out on that a little later. We'll even be doing the just outright top 5 teams in the league and the top 5 worst teams. So these are all things that you can expect, all things that I'm going to try and help break down with a lot of research, a lot of studying, and a lot of expectations going into the season. And today, we're going to be doing one that's been kind of a spark of a lot of controversy over the last week or couple of weeks now, depending on where and when you are, is top 5 quarterbacks going into the 2025 NFL season. And just because we don't want to be biased here and because there's a lot of other greatness that goes into making football and the NFL so great outside of collusion with the NFLPA. Shout out to those strip clubs and all that what is it, employee unity that they're trying to get out of that. No, we're going to be talking about the non-quarterbacks as well and breaking down just who you can expect to be a wrecker of your team's fortune and somebody that can make a true impact going into the upcoming Super Bowl. So we're gonna kick it off with the top 5 quarterbacks, just because I don't think it's something that should be too much of an argument, but we sparked one with the anonymous executives and scouts ranking the league's top 5 quarterbacks and top 10 quarterbacks the last week, according to NFL.com, where we had, of course, Patrick Mahomes at number 1 and slowly slipping, as they were saying, slowly slipping. Josh Allen was number 2, but then Justin Herbert flew into number 3. Joe Burrow's there over at 4, and then where do I get a little worried? Jayden Daniels of the Washington Commanders, rookie phenom last year. Number 5, over Lamar Jackson at 6. Jalen Hurts, the reigning Super Bowl champion, is at number 9. Like, what are we doing? And this is coming from the guy who threw Dak Prescott in the top 5 last year, but that was just a rage bait, Ewell. That was really just a rage bait Scott in the moment. And damn it, did it work. TikTok hated it. But if I got to be legitimate now, and I have to be really analyzing these things, to me, your top 4 is unquestioned. Top 4 is unquestioned, and we'll get to them in a minute here. 5 is where you can make some arguments. And that list I don't know if it's just ranked voting and people are giving out numbers here and there, but it just doesn't fly with me. Doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me there. So let's go ahead and get into the list right off the bat, and I'll give you some OLIs, the honorable mentions here, the people who didn't make the list, and people who didn't make my list. And I can hear Zuhair Ali yelling at it now in his car on the way to work. Shout out to you, buddy. We love you. It's Jayden Daniels, OLI here. I can't quite put him on there as much as I love him, as much as he is the crown son, as much as he is the salvation for us Washington Commanders fans. Jayden Daniels can't crack my top 5 just yet, just because I would have done the same thing last year with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud of the Houston Texans would have probably cracked the top 5 and probably did for a lot of people going into last season, but that sophomore slump is legit. And it's very important to see how these dudes can go against teams that are now prepared for them and that are now game planning for them. These defensive coordinators, they're not just schlubs. Some of them were. Look to Washington's past. But most of them are highly intelligent. Yeah, they get fooled and blown out the first year experiencing somebody like Jayden Daniels, but I'm curious to see how it's going to go this season for him, and with a roster that hasn't changed too much. O-line has improved. You taking a flyer on Deebo Samuel, 49ers former gadget, but you can't expect greatness from him. You're just hoping for a good investment there. Terry McLaurin should play even in the contract stalemate that they're in right now, but I still don't love Brian Robinson, our inconsistent running back. I don't, have huge expectations for Sam Cosmi, a stud of a guard, to be back this season, or at least be back at full health and full glory, coming off of a nasty knee injury at the end of the season last year. I'm hoping for more continued greatness from Jayden Daniels. I mean, damn, we're on the poster for the NFL season now when they're promoting everything. But I can't confidently put him in my top 5 just yet. Is he top 5 in my heart? Easy, number 1. But OLI on this list. Also in OLI, I brought him up, CJ Stroud, somebody who, of course, hit that sophomore slump last year, but the same way that I'm expecting it a little bit for Jayden Daniels, I'm also expecting Stroud to rebound from it. The dude has all the talent. He has all the skills. Can he just put it together? And it's going to be a little unfair now losing Tank Dell, his star young receiver that came into the league with him for the whole year. But hopefully can still make things go with the team that he has. Doesn't have a great O-line around him, but I think he can improve a little bit on the mistakes that he made last year, hopefully. Somebody who was also an OLI on here who had some great improvement last year is Jordan Love. If this is during Toyotathon, top 5, easy. But Toyotathon is not a year-round thing, unfortunately. Maybe Green Bay can work out a partnership to make that happen. But Jordan Love has the skills, has the talent. I can't quite say he's a top 5 quarterback, but I could easily put him in the top 10. Same goes for Brock Purdy in San Francisco, playing way above what he should be as a damn near undrafted quarterback for San Francisco. Got his big extension, well-deserved, but can't confidently put him above the guys that I have in this top 5 list. And the person that comes the closest to this, and I had a huge argument about whether to put him in this top 5 or not. I'm even fighting with it now going into actually saying this list. Justin Herbert of the LA Chargers. Love him. Love him. Awesome, fun quarterback. Has every bit of the utilities and abilities that you want in a QB and a franchise guy. And nobody loves him more than his head coach and Jim Harbaugh. I mean, God, it's scary. Almost. HR worthy. If NFL teams really dealt with HR like that. But Herbert has all the tools. It's just, and you can make your arguments, right? Ladd McConkey is his number 1 receiver, who's a stud, superstar, but he hasn't really had the weapons that you want for your guy. Maybe that hurts. He's got Najee Harris at running back this year. Does that help? Does that hurt? I don't know, but even when he's had his guys at full health and full, good prime age like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams over there, he still couldn't get over the hump. Can we tell if that's a Herbert problem or a team problem? He is yet to win a playoff game while still making the playoffs. I just can't confidently put him in the top 5 here over the number 5 on this list, which is where there's probably the only controversy here, right? At number 5, somebody who is a proven winner to me and is an actual ability and skill that you need to look for in your franchise quarterback and somebody that you want to lead your team. Number 5, I've got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, we've seen issues, but I've seen nothing but improvement for the dude going every year. Is he the most perfect quarterback? No. Do I think that Justin Herbert has more natural skills, more natural talent? Yes. But the one thing that Hurts has over Herbert, and I think is one of the most premier and important traits for your quarterback, is outstanding leadership, outstanding clutch ability too. Hurts is a dog, man. He has been this way since college. I've loved him since his time at Alabama and getting replaced by Tua Tagovailoa in, I believe it was the championship game, if not semi. But the ability to handle that with grace, to handle it with leadership and maturity through a whole other season, and then take it to Oklahoma where he puts on a star performance there and a Heisman-worthy effort there, then going to the league as a backup quarterback, second-round guy, and developing himself, developing his skills. Did we have the greatest accuracy? No. Is he a high threat when it comes to the run ability? Yes. He took what he had, made it work, and then continued to improve it. We've seen his accuracy improve over the years. We've seen his awareness improve over the years, and his ability to read these defenses get better and better, and all while still being a commanding leader. This is the dude who put on a Super Bowl winning worthy performance a couple years ago against the Chiefs in their loss, then took that and turned it into a win this past season as a truly deserving Super Bowl MVP. Hurts is the shit. He's a dog, and I'm scared of him. I'm scared of him as a Washington Commanders fan. And it does offer a worthy question. If you replaced him with Justin Herbert on the same team, is it better? Do things get better for them? I don't know. Truly, and I don't know truly because of the leadership ability. Herbert's a cool dude, but he's quiet, and he's not that kind of person who just resonates with the locker room the same way as Jalen. So I think it's high disrespect to put Jalen Hurts at number 9 on the list. You can make an argument whether he's 5 or an OLI, but to put him all the way down at 9? No, dude, he's just fucking good. That's what you want. That's what you want. Especially once you get out of these top 4 who are just phenomenal talents overall. Jalen Hurts is a dog and clutch and a true winner. That's what I'm looking for in one of my franchise quarterbacks. I need a winner, and I don't see that changing, unfortunately, ever in Hurts' career, which I think is perfectly matched with Philadelphia. So they needed somebody like him. So I got Hurts at number 5. Now, 4, 3, 2, 1. It should be all the same 4 quarterbacks, and you can probably name them already. I'll even name them already for you right now. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Those are your top 4, right? It's the order that they go in, and you can make your argument for them. I have my arguments for them. Number 4, I have the reigning MVP of the league, Josh Allen. Yes, Bills franchise guy, the GOAT for them right now. Maybe I'll say the GOAT. I don't know if Bills fans will say that. Shout out Jim Kelly. But I've got Josh Allen at number 4. I love Allen. He's everything that I was talking about with Hurts too, of taking raw ability, taking a lot of bad traits coming out of college and turning them into strengths. His accuracy was awful at Wyoming. Incredible now. The dude is just a top-tier cannon arm, might be the best in the league, and also just a rushing threat because of his size, being Cam Newton-like at 6'5", 240-ish, and still moving kind of like Lamar Jackson. It's insane. It's something that you don't want to see coming at you. Allen is a worthy MVP contender every single year, even when his weapons aren't the best. I like Khalil Shakir. I respect that dude as a receiver. I don't know if I'd want him as my receiver one, but it works for somebody like Allen, and that's what you want in your quarterbacks over all the years when you've seen Peyton Manning, Brady, Breeze, all these dudes turn like kind of receivers into stud ones. My thing with Allen is one of those bad traits that's still there, and I think will always be there, is the kind of Brett Favre recklessness, right? He's got all the talent and all the ability to make these plays happen, but you're still going to get some questionable shit happening and some things that will drive a game away, unfortunately. I also haven't seen him be able to fully do the thing. And you got arguments against Lamar Jackson. You can make your arguments against Justin Herbert. A lot of these dudes for not being able to make it all the way. Kansas City continues to be this thorn in Allen's side and a weapon in his head against him. So I would like to see Allen finally get this one-on-one in the postseason against the Chiefs to really go above. But the recklessness on Allen with the ability leaves him at number 4 for me, just under somebody who I have the same complaints with now. At number 3, Patrick Mahomes. I know, oh my God. Media, Mahomes at 3? What are you doing? Especially on this network. We got to be careful. But yeah, it's the same issues that I have for Mahomes and Allen here. It's why I have them at 3 and 4. There's of course, an undenied absolute natural ability that they have, an incredible development of their skills that they've had since their rookie years, but also that Brett Favrean recklessness. And it scares me, especially when things aren't going right. If your defense is finally not doing what they should be and not helping and supporting you, if your O-line is collapsing a bit and you're getting pressure in your face like we saw in the Super Bowl and how the Eagles tore Mahomes up, yeah, you're getting reckless shit and hero ball that doesn't, for them, with the grace of God and just awesome abilities, sometimes works, but also sometimes becomes a disaster. We saw it a wild amount of times with Mahomes last year, especially in the Super Bowl, but also in moments like early in the season where Mahomes threw an awful interception and then took out Rashee Rice, his number 1 receiver, in the trying to be hero and tackle the DB. It's stuff like that love him, terrified of him, don't want to play against him, and of course would love to have him on my team. I would have loved to have had him a couple years ago, but now I have Jayden Daniels. But Dallas would love to have Patrick Mahomes. Dallas would love to have Josh Allen. And they already have a franchise guy in Dak Prescott. But yeah, you take these dudes over them anytime, and you cannot deny their threat and their winning, especially Mahomes is winning. But when it comes to the 2 above, I just fear them a lot more and have to rank them higher. And that's why I have at number 2, the only person who I believe is completely unafraid of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, and that is Joe Burrow. Joe Cool, Joey Burr, all of it. Like this is somebody who had so much disrespect thrown on his name last year, and it's crazy because I truly think if he had just a slightly better defense to help support him and that team in Cincinnati, you're talking about an MVP candidate or just straight up MVP winner. Joe Burrow's season last year was absolutely nuts. He's putting up record numbers, record yards, leading the league in shit on a team that couldn't even get into the playoffs. I blame Zach Taylor. What I love about Burrow is not only is he continuing to get better and continuing to develop his traits, coming off of what I believe is one of the best college quarterback performances and seasons ever in his last season with LSU. It's a dude who, despite the team refusing to develop their offensive line and get better there when there's opportunities, you put pressure in his face, you've got no worries. He's still making plays. He's still finding his guy, or he's just making the right move to get it out of bounds or get it somewhere where it's not going to be an issue for you. I don't get that with Mahomes and Allen. Yes, they're freaking awesome. Yes, they're going to make magic, ridiculous plays, but that's not going to happen every single time. I want somebody like Burrow who is going to scare the shit out of me if I'm any other team, if I'm any other defense, because you can't stop his natural ability. This is a dude who is crazy accurate, who is crazy under pressure, who's crazy on the run, has an incredible awareness. Does he have one of the best receivers in the league? Yes, Jamar Chase. Does he have an awesome number 2 in T. Higgins? Yes. He's got great help all around constantly, but he also has one of the worst O-lines, which is an incredible component to a quarterback's success. He's somebody who can do it even under the worst pressure. You can't do shit for defense. But Joe Burrow is somebody who I view as an MVP contender every single season, and this season, should that team just do slightly better on offense, or defense, I'm sorry, and maybe pay, the guy you drafted in Shamar Stewart to help you on pass rush, maybe you have an MVP finally for Burrow. You can be concerned about health. He has taken some hard-ass injuries over his career, but it's rebound shit like he had last season that continues to give me hope and continues to give me no concerns with him. Joe Burrow is my number 2 quarterback in the NFL going into the 2025 season, somebody who I think is going to be an MVP candidate, but cannot get above number 1 here, somebody who is an MVP candidate and contender every single season, and rightfully so, and should be, and somebody who continues to improve, and that is the 2-time MVP himself, Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens star quarterback right there, franchise guy, somebody like we've never seen in the league, is justifiably and rightfully so an MVP candidate, and should it have been my vote last year, would have been MV3. He would have won that 3rd MVP last year. For Baltimore, he does not have the greatest weapons in the world going into last season, obviously. We had Zay Flowers, stud star receiver, who has improved and been the young dude that Baltimore's needed, and then you have a suicide squad of depth receivers and people who tease you into thinking that they might be stars, like Rashad Bateman and Isaiah Likely, the last fumes of Mark Andrews. Adding Derrick Henry to that offense last year, you wanted a great running threat on that team. J.K. Dobbins was never doing it for you, or never being able to stay consistently healthy. Some were worried about what Derrick Henry and Lamar would do for each other on that offense. It turned out to be magic, and it just elevates Lamar, but you can't say it makes him what he is. People can talk about he needs all the help in the world, all this shit. Watch him out there. What are you supposed to do if you're an opposing defense? What are you supposed to do when he takes off? It's immediate fear. That's what you want to look for in your scariest quarterback in the league, in your top quarterback in the league, is somebody who is not only going to terrify you the moment he gets out of the pocket or starts to just scuttle a little bit in the pocket, but it's also somebody who has dramatically improved his accuracy, dramatically improved his ability as a quarterback, and taken pretty much to heart everything that was criticized about him coming out of college, saying he should be a receiver or all this bullshit. Lamar is somebody who is becoming the absolute face of not just the NFL, but of football. You're looking for this kind of guy going into colleges. You're looking for this kind of quarterback in high school now. You can see it in flag football if you're watching at a young 5th grade to middle school level of quarterbacks who just want to be Lamar Jackson, who want to not only be this terrifying, fear-mongering menace as a rudder, but also somebody who is just terrifying with their deep threat ability, with being able to thread the needle the way that they do. Some of those passes into the end zone in the red zone last year. Oh my God, that heartbreaker in the season opener to Isaiah Likely. Oh my God, it was a perfect throw. Perfectly placed, and that's something you wouldn't have seen from rookie Lamar. That's the development that we're continuing to see, and the things that get terrifying about him, because he's not somebody that's completely injury prone. You might start to see that a little more as he gets older, but you're also seeing him develop as a quarterback because he knows that he's going to need to lean more on that as he gets older, and that athleticism dies off a little bit more and more every year. This is somebody who you can immediately place a safe bet on to be MVP next season. It's somebody that I would this year, as his ability under Todd Monken, their offensive coordinator, in his second year, third year maybe, just continues to get better and better in their repertoire. So those are my top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL going into 2025. Number 1, Lamar. Number 2, Joe Burrow. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Josh Allen. And number 5, Jalen Hurts. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out, but I don't think you can ever go wrong with the top 4, and you can't argue that with me. Those 4 are your top 4 every year in the league. Whatever order you want to put them in, let me know, and we'll argue it, and we'll fight on TikTok. Or we'll love each other like we did on the Jurassic Park top 5. Now, we're going to take a little break, take a little breather and a little whoosh noise or something like that. And we're going to get into the top 5 non-quarterbacks going into the 2025 NFL season. Stick around for that. Welcome back. We didn't really go anywhere. We just took a breath and a whoosh. But welcome back anyway. And we just did the top 5 quarterbacks going into the 2025 NFL season. Let's do the top 5 non-quarterbacks going into the NFL season. This is someplace that you can have a lot more argument. This is someplace that's not going to stick to just offense, but go to defense too. Special teams? No, it doesn't go to special teams. I'm sorry. Sorry, kickers. Sorry, Pat McAfee. But we're sticking pretty much to, honestly, a lot of defense, because we talk about the old saying, defense wins championships. I'm a defense guy. I play defense. I coach defense. I love defense. I'm a nerd for it. And offense, all you think about are quarterbacks. So we're going to try and dive into a few more people that you don't think about their impact as much, and see where we can find some alignment, maybe find some preview going into the year, or just see who stands out so much in this league that you can't, even if they're not winning championships, you can't deny how damn badass they are and how damn terrifying they are. I look for terror in my, top players in the league. And even in the OLIs here, you still find some terror. And I'll give you right now, there's no receivers in the top 5. I have a hard time ever really considering receivers for the top 5 non-quarterbacks just because of how dependent they are on your quarterbacks. But you got 2 guys here who it really doesn't matter who the quarterback is at a given time. They will make them great. They will make great plays. They will do what they need to do. I have Jamar Chase from Cincinnati and Justin Jefferson from Minnesota as those 2 guys. You can even put up a little bit of CeeDee Lamb from Dallas in there, but there's a little inconsistency there. I never have any shred of doubt that Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson's going to do damage to my team unless they're a little bit injured. And even then, you still have to, you're watching for the corners to press them up a little hard, just to, stifle them a bit. But Jamar Chase is going to get his numbers. Justin Jefferson's going to get his numbers. It doesn't matter if it's Joe Burrow or Sam Darnold at QB, or maybe Kirk Cousins or Jaron Hall or Jake Browning or whoever the hell running at backup or third string or fourth string, whatever. They're still going to look for that guy, and you can't do anything about it. They are worthy honorable mentions here, and just come short of getting on there. The same goes for TJ Watt in Pittsburgh. Just got his big extension with the Steelers. Is an absolute menace and a threat, but I do think we're starting to see a little bit of the decline. Just a little bit. Still scary. Still a threat. It's not a Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa kind of thing. Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa's badass, but a little scary with the hat. TJ Watt is a just nonstop threat against the run, against the pass. I don't know what happened in the playoffs. I can't excuse the zero pressures, zero tally, and absolute zero stat line game in the postseason there. But he is still somebody that is worthy of game planning against. Same goes for these two young dudes who just came short of making the list here. Tristan Wirfs of Tampa Bay. Talk to Scott Elliott about that. I believe arguably the best tackle in the NFL. You can make cases for Jordan Mailata or Lane Johnson in Philly. You can make an argument for Ronnie Stanley in Baltimore, but Tristan Wirfs is somebody who allowed no sacks, no pressures last year, continues to get better year after year after year, is showing nothing but consistency and improvement off of somebody who was already an incredibly stellar rookie in Tampa Bay. Wirfs is terrifying and getting to that Trent Williams level, where Trent Williams is being viewed as the best player in the NFL outright beforehand. Same's going on the defensive side, defensive back, reigning defensive player of the year here, Pat Surtain II. Dude's a beast, lockdown, scary, but also can make a little bit of the same argument for his acquaintances in New York with Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley Jr. in Houston. Surtain's awesome lockdown doesn't quite get to the level I'm looking for here, and you can probably float him in number 5 here, but I truly love my number 5, and that is Fred Warner of the San Francisco 49ers linebacker. Watch Fred Warner film. Watch Fred Warner highlights. You don't think about the inside linebacker and the coverage linebacker as the scariest person out on the defense or out on the field at a given time, but Fred Warner shuts shit down. He shuts shit down. That's what you're looking for with the dude. He will shut it down in coverage. He's an incredible pass coverage linebacker, whether he's taking your tight end for a ride or even sometimes shutting down your slot receivers, shutting down your running backs. You want to run against him? That MF is right there. He's going right at you. He's coming for you.
Pause. Now go.
Scott's in there somewhere. Fred Warner's a beast, man. You can't deny it, and this is somebody who is a undeniable threat for San Francisco. It's why they paid him big money this offseason and why they need to keep him. He is somebody that you want to build your defense around, and an absolute undeniable leader, an awesome person, awesome presence. And yeah, you need that kind of guy. The same goes here at number 4. Number 4, the heart of true championship play and the heart of defense wins championships. That is Chris Jones, defensive tackle in Kansas City. That's somebody who I truly worry about. Not only am I game planning for this dude and how he's going to wreck my run game, how he's also, as an interior D lineman, just a Warren Sapp level threat against the pass, and how he will just break up your line in rushing and blitzing you and putting fear into the quarterback, which is not something that you're traditionally looking for, or fearing for against most defensive tackles. It's usually just a run threat. Chris Jones does it all, and he is the true heart and the true leadership of that Kansas City defense. He is everything that Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, looks for. And when he's off the field, when he gets hurt, when he's missing some time or missing some games, it is a true impact on a championship caliber team. Not just defense, it affects the entire team. Chris Jones is the underrated heart and soul of the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty. Can't deny it. You just truly can't deny it. And he just doesn't lose the steam. He's getting older, and he's still just not losing that steam. And that's honestly something that you get from your interior D lineman. Most underrated position in football, I think. That nose tackle. That's what I played. Stafford High. It was stupid that I played nose tackle. Tyler Laburn was right there, but I was bigger than him, just taller than him. But I wasn't, I wasn't like that. I was hefty. But I wasn't hefty. Like for a nose tackle. That's Stafford High football for you. Back in the day. They're great now. I don't know. I don't really follow. Number three. Another underrated position at this point, but it's starting to get its popularity back, starting to get its importance back, and that's at running back and the undeniable Hall of Famer, Derrick Henry. The Baltimore Ravens running back, absolute menace, monster. What are you going to do with him, man? If he's running at you open field, what are you going to do? You tell me, what are you going to do? Defenses can't tell you what they're going to do. They can't account for him. He is always been one of the top players in the league. Even in his time in Tennessee, you put him in Baltimore, it's a match made in heaven. Him and Lamar Jackson. And they got him for pennies. He could have been in Dallas. He could have been helping out Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. He could have been in Philly. They got Saquon Barkley, it doesn't matter. But he could have been in all these places. Baltimore scooped him up. And honest to God, his kind of 1,900-yard season that he put up last year, just this unstoppable threat, he would have done it anywhere. And he is the kind of player that strikes that fear. This is where you could start throwing him into with the quarterbacks and doing your full overall top 5 players list, right? He is somebody that is honestly reminding me a bit of like Tom Brady or Drew Brees, but definitely Brady, where you have a little bit of time left in the game. Yeah, I'm fearing Lamar Jackson, but this is even back in Tennessee. I'm not fearing Marcus Mariota. I'm not fearing Renaissance Ryan Tannehill. You know what I am afraid of, though? Giving you the ball back with a minute or even 40 seconds and trying to tackle with my tired-ass defense, Derrick Henry. He is a threat. He is a game wrecker. He is a game winner. You want to put money down? He might win them a Super Bowl next year. I think he could. That's number 3. Number 2, going back to defense here, and this is a team that didn't sniff a championship last year, but the Dallas Cowboys are always on the radar. Players are made stars because they're Cowboys, but this is a dude who makes the Cowboys a candidate and a threat all the time, and that is edge rushing specialist Micah Parsons. Micah is a monster. He is a menace. He is what I thought Jadeveon Clowney was going to be coming out of South Carolina. Jadeveon Clowney at college, dude, if you didn't experience it, go watch all of that film, because Clowney was a monster, a true nightmare. Somebody that could destroy you as a pass rusher and destroy your run game, destroy your pass game. But he's also somebody that they're like, you know what? Stay back, hold back, presses back, gets you in coverage too. Fuck up anything. That's what Micah Parsons is in the NFL. He did it at Penn State. He's doing it with Dallas too. And anytime he's missing time, you realize he is an impact player. Washington. Washington, last year, we're playing them. They don't have Dak Prescott. They got fucking Cooper Rush and Trey Lance at another point. And what's still happening? Fear and domination from Micah Parsons. When he's off the field, you're not worried about it. You can handle them. When he's on the field, it's a completely different experience. And as they continue to build things and they continue to get healthy, I can see Dallas being a worthy championship contender simply off the back of Micah Parsons. That's why he's number 2 on here. But he's not number 1 because he's not the best defensive player in the league. And I will stand by it as far till this dude retires, and that is Myles Garrett at number 1. Look at him. He's terrifying. He's already number 1 on another list of best NFL players at Halloween. The way he does his costumes, the way he sets up his yard as a graveyard of quarterbacks that he's taking out. Dude is a monster. He's unstoppable on the defensive line, and it is awful that he's stuck with Cleveland, and willingly with Cleveland. Requested a trade just so he could get more money with Cleveland. I should have knocked him down to number 2 for that. But you can't. He's one of those dudes that you game plan for, but you can't game plan for him because you can't do anything to stop a Myles Garrett. He is an absolute domination on your O-line. You have to put 2 people up against him, and it's still not going to do anything. He will break down anything that you're trying to protect, whether it's your quarterback, whether it's your running back, whether it's your backup quarterback. He's gonna find his way to you, and he's going to kill you, or he's going to at least attempt to kill you. That's 2 Mason Rudolph references. And we just let him get away with it. And you know what the punishment is? He's in Cleveland. That's the punishment. Myles Garrett is undeniably the best defensive player in this league. He's the best non-quarterback in this league. I won't have it argued with me. That's why I'm doing the show solo right now. And, you know, a little bonus, if we had to do top 5 players in the league right now, I think you got Lamar Jackson. But I think you put Myles Garrett above him. It's Myles Garrett at 1, Lamar Jackson at 2. Joe Burrow at 3, Micah Parsons at 4, Derrick Henry at 5. Look at that, I just gave you a bonus 3rd top 5. That's what Top 5 Tuesday is all about. That's what it's going to be about up until the NFL season, folks. Going to give you a bunch of top 5s. Promise they get better and better. And you got to stay. It saves all the time in the world for our big NFL preview show, where you will find the likes of Scott Elia, the likes of Zuhair Ali, the likes of Luis Martinez, all of our friends who contribute to the big NFL season shows that we do. And you can support it. You can be ready for it. You can just jolly in it, if that's a term, by supporting and subscribing to the 323 Network on YouTube. Follow me at 323 Reid, at 323 REID on all social media. And yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday with more of your NFL Top 5 Tuesdays, folks. In the meantime, stay safe.